Every night, you read the story, tuck them in, and turn off the light. That routine is great, but most parents miss one key step. There's a golden window right before your child falls asleep, about 5 minutes, for real connection. And what you do with it might matter more than you think. Psychologists have found that in dim light, people, kids included, feel less judged and open up more. Your child isn't hiding things during the day. The dark just quietly takes the pressure off. That's why this window is so worth keeping. And these 5 minutes do real work. When you ask the right kind of question, your child has to stop and think, instead of just saying yes or no. They picture a friend's feelings, which builds how they understand other people. They talk through their day, which helps them make sense of it. And every time you really listen, you're not just chatting. You're pulling the two of you closer. Researchers call this back and forth serve and return. And it actually strengthens the connections in a child's brain for language and thinking. But here's where well-meaning parents slip. They do stay, they do ask. But the question is, did you have a good day? And the answer is always yes. That's a closed question. One word, and it's over. An open question works differently. If your friend was sad, what would you do? That one can't be answered in a word. Your child has to think, picture it, come up with their own idea. Same 5 minutes. Completely different result, just by changing the shape of the question. You might wonder, why 4? Around this age, something shifts. Before 4, a child mostly sees the world from their own point of view. Around 4, they start to understand that other people think and feel differently than they do. That's why a 4-year-old can finally answer something like, "How do you think your friend felt?" A younger child usually can't. Not because they're less smart, but because that part of their thinking hasn't switched on yet. So 4 isn't a random number. It lines up with a real change happening inside your child's mind, which is exactly why these conversations start to click now. So, what do you actually ask? Here are 4 simple directions. The first is getting to know themselves. Try, if you could be a grown-up for one day, what would you do? Or, if you could fly anywhere, like a bird, where would you go? Questions like this help your child explore who they are and what they want, building self-awareness. The second is looking back on the day. Try, what's one thing today that made you really happy? Or, what's something new you learned today? This helps your child process their emotions and learn to make sense of their own experiences. The third is learning to get along with others. Try, if your good friend was upset, how would you comfort them? Or, if you saw another kid fall on the ground, what would you do? This is the one that builds empathy and social skills. Your child practices stepping into someone else's shoes. And the fourth is your relationship together. Try, when do you feel like mommy loves you the most? Or, if you were ever in danger, who would you want to protect you? This kind of question deepens your bond and helps your child feel safe and secure with you. You don't need all 4 in one night. Pick one. Let them take as long as they want, and try not to correct them or sneak in a lesson. Tonight isn't a test. Tonight, when you finish the story and turn off the light, try staying just 5 minutes longer. Ask one open question. Then wait. Let the silence sit there. Your child might surprise you. You're not adding a new task to your day. The story is already read. You're just staying present for 5 more minutes, in a moment that was already there all along. If this helped you see your little one a little differently today, hit subscribe. We explain things your baby is doing.